My daughter had always wanted a cat, and I told her that when she turned 7, we would get her one. When the day came, we went to the local animal shelter together. She was so happy when we got the cat home, but it wasn't long before she started crying. Why? Well, let me tell you, I had no idea my daughter would love cats so much. She used to watch videos of cats on the internet for hours. She would try to draw them and do her best to imitate their meows. So you can imagine how happy she was when we finally got a cat. Her favorite color is purple, so I made sure to get her a purple collar with a little bell on it. The first time we visited the pet store, she couldn't stop petting the cats. Can we get this one, please? She asked me while holding a fluffy gray cat. It was cute, but I didn't think it was the right one, so I gently took it from her and put it back. She looked at me sadly, then continued looking for the perfect cat. Finally, she found him, a little ginger cat all by himself in the corner. He looked up at us with his big green eyes and let out a tiny meow. That's the one, she said with a big smile. Can we please take him home? Of course, I agreed. We paid for the cat and gave him lots of treats as we drove home. She couldn't wait to show him off to her stuffed animals. They're gonna be so jealous, she said while giggling. When we got home, she immediately started playing with the cat. She threw a ball across the floor and he chased after it. Then she took out the cat tunnel she had gotten for Christmas and both of them had a blast running through it. By the end of the day, they were already best friends. A few months passed and it seemed like my daughter's only thought was the cat, while other kids her age played. Outside, she preferred staying indoors with her cat. She loved brushing his fur and giving him treats. They would spend hours playing hide and seek around the house. And at night they would cuddle together before going to bed. One day she came up to me with a big smile. Mom, look, the cat likes to help me with my homework, she said proudly. The cat was sitting on top of her desk, batting at her pencil as if he wanted to write something too. I couldn't help but smile at the sight. It was cute. But I was also worried about her grades. She had missed a lot of school because of the cat. I mean, she hardly ever wanted to go anywhere without him. Honey, you know you can't bring your cat to school, right? I asked her gently. She nodded, but then started crying. But Mom, he gets so lonely when I am gone, and I get lonely when I don't have him with me, she said between sobs. I felt bad. I knew she loved her cat more than anything else in the world, but I also knew that she needed to make friends at school, so I came up with a plan. I told her I had an idea, and she stopped crying immediately. You want to know what? I said with a big smile, why don't you make a sweater for your cat so he can come with you to school? You can keep him in your backpack and take good care of him there. At first she looked a bit sad, but then she started jumping up and down. Oh, that's such a great idea, Mom. Thank you. She ran to her room to get started. She spent the next 2 days making the sweater. She chose a soft blue wool and even added a little heart on the side. It looked so cute. On the third day, she finished it and couldn't wait to show it to me. She put the sweater on the cat and then picked him up to show me. He looks so handsome, she said with a big smile. On the day of, she packed her backpack as usual. But this time, she also put the cat inside. She was so excited that he could finally come to school. With her, the teacher was very surprised when she saw the cat in class, but she quickly calmed down. As long as he doesn't disturb the other students, he can stay with you, she said with a smile. At first, everything was going well. The cat sat quietly on her lap as she did her homework, but then the bell rang for recess and the other students wanted to go outside to play. She felt bad for the cat because she knew he wouldn't enjoy being cooped up inside, so she took him out of her backpack and let him roam around the classroom while she played with the other kids. When recess was over, she went back to the classroom and picked up the cat, but that's when the other students started teasing her. What's the cat doing here? Cats are so boring. Can't you just leave him at home? One of the boys said. She felt tears welling up in her eyes, but she blinked them away. He's not boring. He's my best friend, she said defiantly, but the boy didn't listen. He stood up and walked towards her. Let me show you why cats are so boring, he said as he reached for the cat. She screamed for her cat and jumped in front of him. Don't touch him, please, she cried. The teacher heard her voice and ran into the classroom. She quickly pulled the boy away from her and the cat. That's enough, she said sternly. You can't just hurt her cat. That's not nice, she continued. And you shouldn't tease her either. She may be different, but that doesn't make her any less important than you. Do you understand? The boy nodded and apologized to her. She felt better now that the mean boy was gone, but she still felt a little scared. When it was time to go home, she ran to her mom. Mom, the boy wanted to hurt my cat. I was so scared, she said while hugging her legs. Don't worry, honey. No one will hurt your cat. If anyone ever hurts you or your cat, just come to me, okay? She said while hugging her. She felt much better now. From that day on, no one ever teased her again. Not only did she have the whole school year to spend with her cat, but she also made some true friends who loved animals as much as she did. As the years passed, the bond between the girl and her cat only grew stronger. Even when she grew up and moved out of her parents' house, she never forgot where it all began. She often visited her childhood home and brought her cat with her. The old ginger cat was now a senior, but he was still full of energy. Every time he saw her parents, he would rub against their legs and purr loudly. It was clear that he loved them too. One day she came home to visit, but when she opened the door, she noticed something strange. Her cat was nowhere to be seen. Mom, where's Charlie? She asked. Her mother shook her head sadly. I'm so sorry, honey, but Charlie passed away last week. He was so old that he just fell asleep one day and didn't wake up, she said. She felt tears welling up in her eyes. I'll miss him so much, she whispered. She spent the rest of the day looking at old photos of her and her cat. She remembered all the fun times they had shared and couldn't help but smile. Even though she was heartbroken, she knew that her cat had lived a happy life. He had been loved and cherished for 15 years, and that was all that mattered. As the sun began to set, she went to her room and took out her diary. She had kept it since she was a little girl, and it was filled with memories of her beloved cat. She wrote down everything she could remember about him, from his playful antics to his soft, furry body. The next morning she woke up feeling refreshed. She knew that her cat was in a better place now, and she could feel his love and presence. Every day, she got out of bed and went to the window. She looked out at the beautiful day and smiled. Her cat had taught her so much about love, loyalty, and friendship. She would never forget him. Do you like this story? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.